You keep telling me about what she did. You're right here. Can you come up?
And she has a written statement.
I need a written statement. I've got her tongue.
Okay.
Okay. Hi. What's your name?
Princetta.
These are the plaintiffs, Marcy and Alfred. Marcy says her friend gave her a stray dog she found out in the cold on Christmas Eve, and she agreed to care for it until the rightful owner was located. She took the dog to the vet to look for a chip, but none was found. So instead of bringing the dog to a shelter where she feared it would be destroyed, she started caring for it in her home. A few weeks later, a young man approached her husband while he was walking the dog, claimed it was his, then just snatched the dog away. The defendant never proved he owned the dog, and that's why they're here today, suing for the $2,500 they spent on the dog while it was in their care. These are the defendants, Dolores and Aloysius Elvin. Dolores says she canvassed the neighborhood with flyers when her dog went missing, and the plaintiffs would have had to be blind not to notice. They believe the plaintiffs out and out stole their dog. They don't owe the plaintiffs anything. Billy's their dog. He rightfully belongs to them, and that is that. They're accused of being dog snatchers.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
You see it? Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay. Marcy and Alfred, you've asked us only to mention your first names. You are suing Dolores Elvin and Aloysius Elvin for $2,500. The value that you've placed on a dog that they have that you feel is yours, what you actually want is you want the dog back.
Yes.
All right. Tell me what happened here.
On December 25th, around 10 p.m., 11 p.m., my friend and neighbor came home, drove home with her family, and they saw the dog sitting outside. The dog ran up to them, and my friend picked the dog up.
What kind of dog?
It's a multi-poo, and they picked the dog up, they examined the dog, see if the dog had any identification at all. There was no tags, no identification. And it was late. She said, well, I don't want to take the dog home because I have a female dog at home. Would you mind keeping the dog until we can try to find and locate the owners?
Wait, you keep telling me about what she did. You're right here. Can you come up?
And she has a written statement.
I need a written statement. I've got her tongue.
Okay.
Okay. Hi. What's your name?
Princetta.
Okay.
What happened was when we was getting out the car, the dog ran up to my daughter and my husband. He
How
was
old's your daughter?
shaking. My daughter is 14.
Okay.
And the dog was shaking. So my husband said, oh my God, we gotta take the dog inside. I said, no, we have Cupcake inside. What kind of dog is it? He said, I don't know.
Cupcake's a dog.
My
Okay,
dog,
right,
which is a girl dog.
Right. So because you have a pet in the house, you end up keeping the dog.
Yes.
The next day, what do you two do to try to find?
What I did, because my dog is signed up with Home Again because she has a chip, I called them and I told them I found the dog, what should I do? They said, do the dog have tags? I said, no, it doesn't have any
No
tags.
collar.
It only had
So
a
you took
flea
the dog to
collar.
a vet to see if the chip could be read, if there was a chip, but there was no chip.
They scanned the dog.
No chip.
No chip.
All right. So were you able to find a placement for the dog, or did you, in the
I kept the
meantime,
dog.
fall in love?
And yeah, I
She
fell in love.
Okay.
And I kept the dog, but we still tried to locate. We went to the groomers. I have a letter from the groomer. We brought them in.
Trying to locate the owners.
We looked around the neighborhood for flyers. There were no flyers or posters.
Okay.
We walked the neighborhood for 3 times a day with the dog to try to see if we can find any kind of proof that someone posted.
So you've decided I'm adopting the dog.
Right.
And when does that rug get pulled out from under you? It's now what, January what did it happen?
January 2nd.
Oh, it was pretty quick. So it was about a week later.
About a week later,
Right.
my husband was walking the dog.
Okay, let's hear from husband. Can you switch with husband? So you're walking the dog.
Yes, on the morning.
You
of
have
the
now
second.
named the dog what?
Oreo.
Oreo.
On the morning of the 2nd.
I'm going to guess it has white and black markings?
Yes.
Okay, do you have a picture?
Yes, I have a
Can I
picture.
see it?
Yes.
All right, so on the morning of the 2nd,
Morning of the 2nd, I'm taking the dog out for a walk on the block. And while I'm walking the dog, a young man approached me. And he came up to me and said, "Yo, sir, that's my dog." So I'm like, "Well, I don't know who you are, no, but that's my dog. You got my dog." So there was some resistance from me because, the person just, he just approached me. So he said, "I'm taking this dog." So he proceeded to pick the dog up. He ripped off his coat. He took him off the leash. Took him. He said, "Listen, I'm taking this dog. That's my dog."
who are we talking about here? Come on up. Switch with the gentleman.
How you doing?
You're walking around and you see the dog. That dog, what is your relationship to her?
That's my mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law?
Yes.
So you see the dog and you recognize the dog as the missing dog?
Right away, I knew that was my dog. Not a lot of Yorkie poo, not Maltese poo. Doesn't have the pigtail. So I knew because it was...
It has some unusual markings too.
yeah,
It's very black with a very white chest.
Exactly. So I knew right away that was my dog.
When did you notice your dog missing?
The night up.
Ma'am, I'm talking to you. Can you tell me when you know? Is it your dog or her dog though?
It's her dog.
Okay. What happened?
My husband take the garbage outside, and I opened the cage. Billy came out. I left the door off open, and Billy went out with him. So as he come back inside and close the door, he said, "Where is Billy?" I said, "Oh my God, you didn't see him outside with you?" And my husband went this way, and he went that way. We were not worried because it was just a few minutes, so we said he could never gone
This was
far.
on Christmas night?
Christmas night. So we knew.
How far do you live from them?
Just since the incident, we found out
Right. What,
it's
a block?
around the corner.
Not even
Oh,
a
it's
whole
on
block.
the corner.
Around the corner.
It's around the corner.
So did you folks go out that night to look for the dog?
Yes, we went out that night.
Why didn't you post flyers in the neighborhood?
We didn't get a chance to start doing that yet. We started calling the vets. I'm sorry if I'm speaking for her, but we started calling the vets to find out if anybody reported
Bring
us
Billy
a found
there.
dog. You understand? So we didn't get a chance to start putting up flyers because...
You should do it the next day. I don't know. Whenever you lose a dog, that's what you do. You do it that night. You do it, first of all, because it makes you feel like you're doing something, and second of all, because it's the single most effective way, rather than hoping that the vet you call is going to take the time to figure out, maybe you didn't call the same vets. All right, so tell me about how so it's January 2nd, and you're walking in the alley.
Yeah, so I'm walking in the alley, and I see the gentleman over there, and I approach him. I said, this is my dog. Before I said anything to him, I called out Billy, and once Billy heard my voice, he started jumping and waggling his tail. So I knew right away that was my dog. But I felt some sort of hesitation coming from him, like he didn't want to leave the dog. At first, he didn't tell me that he found the dog. He said somebody gave him the dog. You understand? But when I pointed out everything to the gentleman that, that was the flea collar that was left on him, the tail, I pointed out everything that could prove that was my dog.
What'd you say?
Exactly. So I said, this is my dog. You found him about a week. Everything that I said to him, he agreed with.
He knew that it was real.
Exactly. And just to...
So you told him you found him a week ago. That's when I lost my dog.
Exactly. Right. And he said that. I said, "Oh, I'm just taking him." No. When you came to...
Talk to him. Talk to me. Okay.
When he came to our home, because we invited him in after that, after everything was trying to settle something, we invited him in. I said, specifically, excuse me. But I specifically stated to him that, "Sir, did I not say to you in the alley when we had the confrontation that I am not stealing this dog from you, I am taking this dog that belongs to us in our home?" And he agreed, and the officers was there when he agreed that I made that comment. I did not just take the dog from him.
Well, no, you took the dog from him, but the question is, do you have a right to? I mean, if it's your dog, you have a right to. So what did he say to you?
He agreed. He knew that the dog was...
What else did he say? Did he say anything else that night?
Well, he mentioned that he made payments and that he spent a lot of money. But I did state to him that we can sort that out. You understand what I'm saying?
What money did you spend?
I did put a chip in the dog. I did take the dog to the vet. I did get him rabies shots. I did get him another shot for when I call they call it a kennel, but I have proof. I have receipts.
Well, that's
from
fine,
that.
but those are all the things you did in
Right.
contemplation of the dog being yours.
Right, and this was before he took the dog.
Right.
So I did all of this.
Why would they return the dog? You don't believe it's their dog?
Well, no, because of the incident when we went to their house, the story that they told us.
What did they tell you?
The lady told us that she had the dog, she gave the dog away to somebody else, then she got the dog back. Sometimes the dog gets out, wanders the neighborhood. Sometimes the dog can be found down the block of the neighbors. Sometimes the dog can be found down the block
Wait,
at
I don't understand
C-Town.
what you're saying. Are you saying you're a better mother?
No.
Or are you saying it's not her dog?
No, and then I asked for proof, and I asked for paperwork, and I asked for photos.
What
and
right do you have to that? It's either their dog or it is. So you are saying that you're not sure it's their dog.
I wasn't sure it was their dog,
You
according
just really
to...
wanted this dog.
That too, but I also was not sure. I was not sure because when I asked for certain things, they said they lost the paperwork, they asked for photos.
But you don't have to have paperwork. Wouldn't it have diffused the situation if anybody had a picture with the dog or
I
something?
asked
We
for
had
that too.
pictures. Sorry to cut you off, ma'am. It was just
Okay.
at the time when she was asking for the paperwork, it wasn't readily available. She owns a business, so she's drowned in tons of paperwork. You understand what I'm saying? But I'll let her speak for a second.
That's good, because your mother-in-law
I would really
blocked you
like
in
to
a second. Go ahead.
When my son-in-law, Serge, came in with the dog, we were so happy to see him. I was concerned about the person who find the dog. I said, let's go find the man. He said, the man understand. I said, he might not understand. He might seems to understand.
Yeah.
Let us go find the
But
man
he's
and
gonna
tell
be
him that we
sad.
appreciate
Right.
he finding the dog.
Right. That- I
So
understand.
I spoke to the husband, and he said to me, listen, I said, I will reimburse you for what you have done or whatever is needed, because he really don't need any more shots. So he said he can't do nothing about it now because his wife sleep with the dog every night. So there's nothing that he can do right now until she comes from work at 10 o'clock. So when she came in 10 o'clock, her approach was not for settlement. Her approach was like, show me your papers, show me your papers. I said, lady, you found the dog. We lost the dog.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, should the plaintiffs get the $2,500 that they paid out to care for the dog before the dog got taken back by the owner?
I think they should get half.
Why?
You know,
That's the most unsatisfying answer of all. It's either all or nothing. I'm sorry.
I think that they should get the money because maybe they found the dog at the shelter. And
No, they found the dog in the street.
the street.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe not. No money.
What do you think?
No way. No way.
Why?
They should have found the owners of the dog before they went and spent all that money on it. I mean, the dog belongs with its rightful owners.
And maybe they took the dog.
Yeah, they're probably dog thieves.
Maybe going inside the courtroom.
It's very simple. You lost the dog, they found the dog, and like 5 minutes after the
So-
dog walked off and around the corner. I mean,
Yeah.
it's right there.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how you feel that I'm going to order them to return their dog to you.
Well,
It doesn't become your dog because you took care of it for a week.
I understand.
We
And
appreciate
if the monies that you spent were monies that you spent in contemplation of keeping someone else's property, I also don't have to order them to pay you that.
Well, the reason I came to small claims court was because I didn't feel that it was their dog at the time. And that's
How do you feel
where-
now?
I don't know still.
You think they just walked up to, coincidentally, walked up to a stranger on the street walking the dog and happened to have telepathy to know that you'd found that dog, as opposed to that he knows that dog in particular was lost a week ago?
Yep.
You think that? All right,
Well-
and then what's all the paperwork you got
So
there
we
now?
have
We have Billy here with the children in the daycare. We have Billy here 57 weeks ago. We have Billy medical here from the doctor, from the previous owner is on it, and then we take
Okay.
the time when so we have the paper from the lady we bought the dog
Yeah.
from.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this dog is so cute. I can see why there's such a problem. Do you want to see this, or it really doesn't matter?
It doesn't. I guess at this point, you're looking at the
Yeah,
pictures.
this is your dog. It's all over Facebook, dated pictures that are on Facebook with the dates of the cute comment they made about the dog and stuff. But this is their dog. But it defies logic that you know you have a found dog of a few days ago and someone goes, oh my gosh, it's my dog! And that you think that they just came up with that. My verdict in this case, based on the evidence I've heard, is for the defendants. Okay? Good luck, folks. Did you thank yourself? You have a very, very cute son-in-law who is like saving the day for you, and I hope you treat him well.
We do treat him
Good.
Well, let's find out how disappointed the plaintiff is over losing this case and knowing that the dog stays maybe where he belongs.
Well, honestly, I hope they really take care of this dog because the dog should not be wandering the neighborhood the way they said this dog wanders in the neighborhood.
You really love this dog.
I love the dog, and I pray to God that they will at least honor that and take care of the dog the way they're supposed to.
Any doubt that it's theirs, though, in your mind?
At
now,
this
anymore?
point, yes. Well, I asked for proof initially. They gave me such a hard time. Now, of course,
right?
they provided proof.
Okay. All right.
That's
You going to get another dog?
Yes.
Good. Okay, right down this way. All right. All right, come on in here. You got your dog back, and is that enough?
I would like to know where she put a chip in him so I could get it out.
Registered under us.
Yeah. You don't want a chip in the dog?
The chip on the vaccination is not good. You need to find the owner in the dog's welfare. You need to find the owner
You got Billy
for
back.
over a period of time,
All right.
and then you know what vaccination he needs.
Can I say something?
No, we got to go. We got to out of time here. Let's go to Harvey.
Okay, if you find a dog, what you should do is you should go to the shelter and report that this dog was running loose or whatever. And then ultimately, if the dog is abandoned, then they will actually give the dog to you, but that's the way to do it. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, David Lou Chin. He says he parked his car in a guest parking spot at his condominium complex, and the defendant towed it. They're supposed to place a sticker on the car warning him of an impending tow, but didn't. That's why he's suing. Bottom line, they still have his car. Talking to them's like talking to a brick wall. And that's why he's bringing the case here to the People's Court, seeking justice. He's suing for $4,000, the amount he's owed. These are the defendants, Sharon Wiltshire of the tow company and Ronald Knight of the condominium complex. Sharon says the car was tagged twice, alerting the plaintiff they were going to tow the illegally parked car, but the guy ignored their warnings. Besides, the thing didn't have tags on it. There were engine parts in the front seat, and it's not worth anything near what the illogical plaintiff is suing them for. Good luck today, buddy. They're accused of snatching a guy's car off the street.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant towed his car at the condo complex, but the defendants say that the plaintiff had plenty of warning the car would be towed. It's the case of I got conned in the condo.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, David Lou Chin.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're suing Carmel Towing and the Isles of Coral Ridge Condo Association for $4,000, the value of a car plus work you've done on it that, according to you, they inappropriately towed and apparently you haven't picked up.
Correct.
What's going on?
On November 20th of last year, I parked a car in the guest parking of my condominium. And
Okay, you've been living there how long?
I was living there from November of 2012.
Okay, are you still living there?
I'm still living there now.
Who do you live there with?
I live there with my wife and my kids.
How many kids?
2 girls and a newborn.
Okay, congratulations. Who is the person who works at the condo association? Okay.
But it's not a condominium.
Oh, what is it?
It's an apartment, rental apartment.
Okay. So what happened?
I parked the car there on Wednesday.
Okay, is this a car that you've been driving?
No, ma'am, it's not a car that I was driving. It's a car that I recently picked up from the mechanic shop because I just recently got work done, or the work was finished being done, and I had to pick it up from there.
So you have a different car?
Yes, I also have a different car.
Okay, what car do you normally drive?
I normally drive a 94 Lexus.
Okay, so you get this car, where was it parked before this?
It was parked at the mechanic shop. The
No,
mechanic
before the mechanic shop, where were you parking that car?
The car was in Orlando, at
Okay.
my mother's house.
All right, so you bring the car in and you park it where?
I parked it in the guest parking in the back of the apartment complex.
But the car had no tags.
The car had no tag on it, but I was in the process of getting the tags in the following week.
Right, but did you tell anybody that you were parking it in the guest parking space with no tags?
When I bring the car there, it was 11:45 at night. I didn't.
Did you tell them at 8, at bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 9 in the morning?
I didn't. I was at work at 9 in the morning.
Did you ever let them know that you'd parked a vehicle with no tags on the premises?
I
Just answer.
misplaced myself.
What?
I misplaced myself. I guess I wasn't able to get it in there in the proper manner or time. I wasn't able to
You
call
never
them.
called the management, did you, to let them know that you had parked a car that had no tags in the guest parking space? How could you not see that this might happen? We wouldn't be here if you'd made one phone call, just telling them what you were doing. So what happens? You folks see it there when? You parked it there when?
I parked it there on a Wednesday.
What day?
The 20th.
Okay, so now when does the tow company get involved?
Yes, ma'am. What happens is we have a contract with the towing company called Carmel Towing, and I give them authority to come through the complex constantly on a daily basis, because from time to time, I've been manager for many years, we have abandoned vehicles there. It's a very residential environment, so they're a reputable towing company. We have signs all over, 3 signs posted throughout the property.
What do the signs say?
That the car, any car unlawfully parked there could be towed by Carmel Towing.
And this car was unlawfully parked because?
Because it had no license plate, nor didn't have a license plate. It didn't even have a decal. And not only that, when the tow company brought it to my attention that the car was there, I said, listen, just put a warning on it. Give them a few days. They came back.
When did they bring it to your attention?
On November the 20th, 2013.
Okay, the same day he says he parked it.
Yes, they called me and said, Mr. Knight, it's an illegal car parked there. I said, well, it's probably a tenant's. Hopefully, I hadn't seen it. I wasn't there. So I told them, don't tow it. Because I try to be a family. I try to keep the complex as a family orientated. So I said, don't tow it, just warn it. Put a warning on it. Hopefully, whoever owns the car see the warning, and then they'll either call me or move it.
Right.
So neither happened.
3 days pass.
The tow company goes back in there again. They say, listen, Mr. Knight, you're going to get a citation from Fort Lauderdale because it's a law.
But wait, you can't. It's on private property.
Yeah, but if it's not tagged or has a decal.
What have you got in your hand?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, but this is talking about when a car is parked on your private property without your permission.
Yes, ma'am.
This is private property, but this is one of your tenants who parked it in the guest parking space.
But I didn't know that. I never knew that. If I would have known it, Your Honor.
Oh, I know. I believe
to
that.
God,
I know.
I would have never touched the man's car.
I know.
And
so then, do you have a tongue? Because I want to hear you. I haven't heard you yet.
Yes, ma'am. How
Talk
you doing?
to me about the second sticker.
Okay, I went there about 8 o'clock that morning on the 23rd, and I tagged it again because it was already tagged by Joe.
Do you have a picture of the first tag?
Sure.
Wait, I don't see your tag.
Yeah, right now.
What, in the front, in the windshield?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it was squashed down. So that means somebody was aware of it.
What do you mean it was squashed down?
Well, when they put
It rained it out.
It rained,
faded it.
so you don't think, okay.
I got another one, better one.
All right, let me see that.
When I tagged
Is
it.
that a sticker?
No, it's
on
one
the
of
window,
these
or is that-
again.
Oh, okay. So that piece of paper is placed there on the windshield. Okay,
Yes,
but I have a picture of this piece of paper on the back and the tag.
Yes.
I
Put
tagged
that-
it back there too.
So when you did it, which was the second time, you put it on the windshield and on the tag.
Yes.
And when the first guy did it, he only put it on the windshield?
Yes.
Are you not seeing this car in those 3 days?
Those dates are not adding up because the date on the windshield is, as I see it, it says the 24th, and the date on the back says the 23rd, but the car was towed on the 22nd.
Do you have the paperwork for the tow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you not see the car, though, on 21?
There was no sticker on the car. The car is parked, where the car is parked at, I could see the car from my window, and I would see a bright orange sticker on the...
And why do you put the second one that says this car will be towed in 24 hours, and then you have today's date, 11/23, but you tow it on 11/23? You don't wait the 24 hours.
That was one of them from Joe, and I have the other one got
Do
on
you
mine.
hear my question?
Yes, ma'am.
So wouldn't that mean that you would wait until the 24th to tow them? Or you believe that saying
I had another
anytime
tag
with,
on
but
there
no
that said
later than
last
24
warning.
hours? I don't know. What are you saying?
That's probably what they meant, because it had no tag.
So you discover that the car has been towed, and what do? You call him.
I called him. And also, the lease that we have states that even if the car is unregistered, it provides that the car has to have a warning on it for 7 days or so before it can be towed, and it's in the lease that I have here.
Okay, what the lease says, and because I read it, it says that all regulations apply to residents and guests and everybody. And if you have a car that is parked here in violation, then we will post a warning, and if you don't cure it in 7 days, we will tow it at your expense and store it at your expense. That's what the lease says, right?
Right, okay.
Okay. So if the apartment building has these rules in place, then I just feel that what's fair is that you got to follow those rules that are in place and that tenants have the ability to rely on them. However, you have this lawsuit for $4,000, which is kind of ridiculous because your hoopty's not worth that. So, and why don't you then, when this happens, pay $180 and then I have a $180 lawsuit? Why do I have a $4,000 lawsuit in front of me?
Because I didn't have it at the time. My wife was pregnant and she had the baby that following week. I just wasn't able to even come up with that at that time.
Okay, so the defendant tows the plaintiff's car before the 7-day period. Does the plaintiff get the storage fee?
Well, I think the thing is the landlord's he's responsible.
Yeah, the condo complex.
Yeah, and I appreciate him being responsible, but the lease says 7 days, 5 days?
7 days.
7 days, and if he jumps the gun, that's not the guy's fault. So it's the landlord made the mistake.
Okay, what do you think?
I completely disagree. I think the landlord didn't even know that car belonged to anyone in that apartment
Because the plaintiff never told him, even though the plaintiff lives in the complex.
Yeah, so I mean, he's really doing a service to all the other people.
Interesting. Okay, you're going to break the tie.
I'm going to side with the landlord on this one. I don't think that you should, I don't think that you should be able to just take someone's car that's parked there.
Really? Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Where's the car now?
At the tow yard still.
What is the bill at now?
$1,836.
All right, here's where we are, folks. As for your lawsuit against them for $4,000, I'm certainly not going to order them to pay that. However, that car, logically speaking, if I find that the tow shouldn't have happened, why should they have to pay $1,800 in storage to get the car back? Because your only right to storage fees is a tow that was righteous. And if I find that the tow's not righteous, they should be able to pick up the car. And that's what I'm ordering. I'm going to order the tow company to release the car to them without them paying the storage fees. I am going to give you exactly 48 hours to do that. If you do not pick up that car after 48 hours, they will start to legitimately charge you storage fees that you will have to pay if you want to pick up that car. Let me be very clear, because I know what you're raising right. Do they have permission to park that car at your...
No.
Out loud. Okay.
No,
so
they
you
don't.
cannot take that
Under
car
no circumstances.
back to that. You're on notice. You're on notice. Ain't your property. You are on notice, which you weren't before. You're on notice right now that you may not take that car back to the premises.
Right.
Because they can do that. They can say, no, you can't park your car here. And they're saying it.
Right.
So you're going to have to take it somewhere else. That's going to be your issue. Yeah.
And first of all, I'd like to thank you, Your Honor. It's just one more legal
Sure,
thing.
go ahead.
And if he doesn't have legitimate registration and proper identification information for that car, they can't release that.
I'm assuming that you have that, because you can't just go pick up a car that got towed and say it's yours.
You have to have it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you.
But-
We're just going to get this over with.
Right, the car can't be
Okay?
parked
Good luck to
there
everybody.
anymore.
Thank you.
So the defendant coming out here and the tow lady, and satisfied how this wound up?
Well, listen, I'm not going to go against the judge. This is her court. She made a decision. That's the legal terms of America.
Well, you have to abide by your own rules.
Yes. So, and fortunately, we will abide by them as long as they don't bring the car back anymore.
Are you going to change that contract?
Yes.
In what way?
I'll talk to the owner. I'll have the owner and the lawyers go over and change that park in the parking.
As the judge advised.
Yes.
Okay. Right around the corner here, your documents are waiting for you. So you get your car back.
Yes.
How do you feel about the verdict here now?
I feel pleased.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you had this thing to do over again now, okay, go back to the day you parked that thing there. Would you let them know what was going on instead of just dumping it there?
Yeah, I possibly would have.
Possibly?
Yeah, I would have.
I think you definitely should.
Yeah.
Next time. Where are you going to park it now when you get it back?
I have somewhere in mind.
Harvey?
Bottom line, if the defendant changed the contract, he has to notify all the tenants of the change. It's going to do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, J.C. Bateman. He says he remodeled the defendant's bathroom, did an excellent job, but the guy stiffed him on the final payment. He and his company did all the work he was hired to do. He deserves to be paid in full, and will see this thing through until it is. He's suing for $2,284, the balance due. This is the defendant, Max. He says the 2-week job ended up taking 3 months. Several of the plaintiff's workers quit on him during the process, and he had trouble finding replacements. Besides, the job wasn't completed to his satisfaction, and he told the guy he wasn't going to be paying him in full because he still has problems to deal with. He most certainly doesn't owe the plaintiff money and is pretty sure the judge will agree. He's accused of bailing on a bathroom guy.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff remodeled the defendant's bathroom, says he didn't get final payment, but the defendant says the job was an endless mess. It's the case of now you can take a bath, but not me.
Thank you, Douglas. Vanguard Construction, you are suing, you've asked to be referred to only by your first name, Max. Yes. Your former client for $2,284 that you say he still owes on a renovation and refuses to pay, correct?
Correct.
What's going on?
We contracted to renovate their bathroom. We did renovate their bathroom.
All right. Now, how much do you have the contract for the renovation?
I do.
Let me see it.
Should I bring that up? Or?
No, just send it to me. Okay.
Thank you.
We have a system.
Yeah, we do.
All right. So, according to the contract, the total price was $4,677, correct?
Correct.
All right. And 50% of it was paid up front. Actually, you paid a little more than that, right? You paid $2,400? Yes, okay. And then you paid another $1,000, so you paid $3,400 total. So what's the dispute about? The remaining amount?
The dispute's the remaining amount. Plus a $320 change order for some additional electric work we did.
What was the additional electric work?
We were contracted to replace their bath fan. But we didn't buy the bath fan. So when the owners brought the bath fan to us to install,
which was after you had begun work?
Which was after we'd begun work, it required more electrical than what we'd expected.
Okay.
So it required an additional circuit.
All right. Now, according to your contract, that's supposed to be in writing. Did you get it in writing, the change order?
I did not.
Okay. Did you folks agree to pay $320 extra for the wiring?
My partner verbally agreed, yes.
Verbally agreed. Okay. So you got lucky. Because you're supposed to get it in writing. I mean, but if I know that if they verbally agreed, and that's that. But so explain to me, why won't you pay them the rest of the money, him the rest of the money?
Your Honor, the work was not done to my satisfaction.
Okay.
Due to hotel accommodations and repairs that need to be made, I feel that I don't need to pay the rest.
Okay, so you're going to have to explain.
I have some photos for you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
The bucket is 2 inches to the left. That's bothering you.
Yes.
Because it should be 2 inches to the right. Now, you knew to take a picture, but you couldn't push the bucket to catch the drip?
I did push the bucket, but
okay. So what's the big deal? How are you going to get away with not paying a guy $1,300 that you still owe him over that? What else is wrong with the job? Because these are all pictures during construction.
Right.
So what's the problem? Do you have pictures of it after the construction?
I don't.
Why don't you? What kind of contractor are you? Do you have a telephone that takes pictures?
I do.
You do? Okay,
I
that's
do.
for stuff other than nasty pictures, okay? Every contractor, when they're done with a job, before they leave the place, needs to take pictures. How long does it take? Snap, 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 snap. It takes 2 seconds.
Sure.
Whether you're a painter or a general contractor, I don't care what, if you do any kind of work in someone's house, you're not gonna get back in there to take pictures. So before you leave, take pictures. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, what is this a picture of?
There is no shut-off valve put on the toilet.
This is the wall?
Yes. And you can see
I don't
where
understand.
the
Isn't
little
this a shut-off
knob
valve?
there.
You mean there's no
There's
handle?
no shut-off valve.
Why is there no handle there? That is the actual valve. There's just no handle, you mean?
Right. And I did ask repeatedly to have that put on.
That was part of the original toilet, and it just wasn't one of the things that we replaced. That piece was stripped out, and we would not have been able to replace that without having to do a whole bunch of additional work that we weren't contracted for.
Where's the actual, okay, I guess it's Exhibit B. Demolition, miscellaneous carpentry, finished carpentry, hardware install, glazing mirrors, drywall, base tile, plumbing, includes setting surround, $1,200. I don't understand. What's the big deal in changing that hardware to something that actually works? You need to have a shutoff valve. I mean, why wouldn't he assume that that was going to be part of the $1,200 plumbing? You're putting in a new toilet. Why wouldn't you have a shutoff valve be? I mean, doesn't it make sense? Wouldn't you expect that you'd have working plumbing if you're paying to put in a new toilet?
In hindsight, sure.
I think so. Question, what does that cost?
It might have been $150.
Okay, what are you complaining about here?
The gaps, that is right next to my
But
sink.
you picked, I know, but you picked this rocky tile that has texture to it. So you just wanted them to caulk around it? So there's caulking that you feel is necessary around the electrical outlets, and then you're photographing here, the caulking here that doesn't look good? Right. Right. Okay. How on God's green earth do you think that totals $1,300 and something, which you still owe these folks?
Well, I'm also including hotel stays.
Why hotel stays? Why do you have to stay at a hotel?
For when I didn't have a shower or
Can I
a
see your hotel
bathroom.
bills?
Yes, Your Honor.
These are 2 different hotels that you stayed in. Is Glendale in the area of Denver?
Yes. Yes.
On 225 and 227. Demolition began on 2 what?
19.
Okay, so why, that is 5-6 days after the renovation started. Why would he pay for your hotel stay?
That is just showing when the charge was. We stayed from 219 to 221.
Yeah, but why would he pay that? Did he ever agree, if the demolition began 219 and you decided to stay at a hotel a few days after you decided to renovate your bathroom, why would your contractor ever pay for your hotel stay? I can understand if you're saying, well, it necessitated a hotel stay in late March and that wasn't part of the deal, but you're asking him to pay your hotel when you knew and contemplated that you wouldn't have a bathtub? Why would that be fair?
You're right, Your Honor.
Of course I'm right, and you should know that before you sue for it.
So does the defendant get the cost of the hotel room from the contractor?
I say no. If he hadn't been specific enough to state an end and a completion date, then his contract wasn't specific enough.
Would you ever get that, a hotel room for not being able to take a shower? Anybody? You haven't spoken.
No, I agree with him.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
What are you suing for? The remaining balance, so 1597 is the remaining balance that you're owed. According to your contract, you have interest for 9 months at 1.5 per month.
Correct.
Because that's the contract that you signed. And then cost of collections, this is interesting, $461.40. What's that about? Who pays $461 to get $1,597?
Well, that's we paid $140 initially, and we were supposed to pay 20% of whatever they
collected, which is jack. So tell me why they sent a bill prepared specifically for People's Court for $400 and something, because they didn't collect anything, did they? So what are they supposed to get?
They're saying that that's their time up front. I have
Really? Is that your agreement with them to pay time up front? Or is your agreement with them, you pay them what, 140? Let me see your agreement with them.
And I do have a bank statement showing the check went through.
The 140?
Correct.
Right. Okay. Well, then here's what's going to happen. Those things that you can prove, you are going to receive. I find that the defendant, on the defendant's side, the handle should be there. The caulking left a little to be desired. What you should be doing at this point is bringing me an estimate of what those things cost to fix and saying, these things are going to cost me, say, $300 to fix. So, Judge, I should pay him $300 less. Instead, you just say, oh, I'm not paying you anything, which doesn't work. So the remaining balance on this job is $1,597. I'm going to deduct $300 for the repair of the things that are bothering you. That leaves $1,297. I am going to add the $140 for collections because that is exactly what the contract you signed says. That makes it $1,437. And furthermore, the contract says that you pay interest at 1.5 and I'm going to per month, and I'm going to order that amount paid as well and your court costs. That is my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's find out from the defendant here, well, first of all, what you think of the outcome of this case after you lose it.
Well, unfortunately, I did lose, but it's up to the judge, and her decision is made, and I have to live with that.
What are you doing trying to withhold all that payment that you owed?
I just felt like that because of the loss of use and the length of time that it took, that I should have gotten some satisfaction. Maybe not as much as I was asking, but at least something more.
Yeah, all right. All right, right down that way. The documents are waiting for you. And so you come out here getting not everything you sued for, but you do win the case.
I feel it's fair.
Yeah.
Especially since she gave me the credit for the change order, which technically wasn't in writing. So overall, I'm pretty happy.
What about pictures? Before and after?
I know. It was one of those.
Evidence.
I understand.
You're a
and I didn't.
professional.
Sure. And I didn't think about this job as a. It wasn't a portfolio case, and I didn't at the time think that this was something that was going
Jacking
to
up the old collections bill there on us? A little bit?
I didn't do that. That did come from my collection company.
Harvey?
So if you withhold money for repairing something after the fact, you better be able to justify the repair cost.